something that I think is probably one of the most important pieces of creating a huge change in your life. And the biggest part of changing your life, if you really want to have a big change, is you've got to your subconscious mind has got to be imprinted with the picture of what you want to create. If you want to have an amazing girlfriend, you want to have an amazing dating life, does your subconscious mind turn imprinted with the picture of you doing that? And is it turned on for it? You see, your mind, your body is a supercomputer, and it knows how to go out through the reticular activating system and sorting through and find the exact picture you create. And it's very good at doing it. And it's very quick at doing it too. If there's no resistance in the subconscious mind, it'll go do it immediately. You've all got something in your life that you're really good at creating. You can probably go recreate. Some of you might be money. Another person, it might be some type of sport where you can go out and I'm really good at athletics. I can figure stuff out. I can figure out sports, art. There's something inside you don't have any resistance to, and you go create really fast when you go to create. So you get the focus in your mind, you get excited, you fall in love with it, you get turned on for it, and then you go to create it. And that's really powerful when you think about it. The reason you have trouble creating in other areas, if you let this in, is really important, is because of resistance in the subconscious mind. You have some story, program, belief deep down inside that you're not wanting to face, that is causing pain around the idea of having a girlfriend, having multiple girls in your life, having a great dating life, having great sex. And that pain is so good. What you do, and really listen to this, what you do to avoid that pain is you distract all day in some way, shape, or form. You numb it down, you push it down, and you distract. How do we distract? I'm going to watch more 50 million YouTube videos on how to get a girl. And I'm going to want really bad. I'm going to want. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to think. I'm going to use my head to figure it out. And that doesn't solve the problem, because the more you push, the more pain you create and the harder it becomes. Now, that does work for some people. The reason it works is, let's say they're close to their goal. They're emotionally almost in alignment with it, but not quite getting it. There's a little resistance in their subconscious mind, and they push, and then the resistance dissolves from the pushing because it brings up the insecurity and the nervousness. And because it's not intense for that person, they're able to let it go, probably unconsciously, and then get their goal, bring it into life. But for a lot of people that are experiencing a lot deep pain around their relationships, deep hurt around dating, around sex, when they go to focus on it, they want it so bad that hurts so much that they go into massive wanting. They go in this giant, overwhelming, I got to get this. I got to figure this out. I'm going to work really hard. And then they burn out pushing. And then after they burn out, they go into avoidance for a while. And then after they've been in avoidance for a while and they feel a little better, they go back to wanting because they're tired of the numbness of the avoidance. Then they push, and then they crash again. And the answer is underneath all of that pain. It's all underneath all of that wanting, It's being able to welcome all of that pain and feel that pain and dissolve the stories that are between you and your goal, and start to welcome your power again. Because you got to dissolve the stories and then welcome your power back, and then start to create a new story or a new image. And people are terrible at that process. So why is goal setting so important? Because we're coming into the new year. Goal setting helps you to get in touch with what you want to create and get beneath it and get to the stories that are underneath. If you're used to being numbed out and just looking at a computer all day and not taking action, dreaming about your goals, thinking about your goals occasionally, and then avoiding them for a while, that's not going to do much. That's not really goal setting. Goal setting is when you write something down in a clear, positive manner, and you get super clear about it. You maybe get imagery, you get an ideal scene, you say it, and it causes a little pop inside you of turn on or excitement. Like, I'm going to have an amazing girlfriend by March of this year, or June of this year, whatever, in an easy, relaxed way, and then maybe list out the qualities, and then what will happen is every day that you focus on that goal, uh, 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 I'm going to be in an amazing, I am going to be in an amazing relationship by, that would be another way to say it. And every day that you focus on that goal, what happens? You re-imprint the subconscious mind with that turned on image. And then what'll happen is if you got really deep, painful stories, they're going to start coming up and you're going to feel, you're going to like the sound of the goal, but there's going to be all this yucky feeling inside of you. And that's what has to be revealed on and released on. Matter of fact, you have to get good at being happy whether you get the goal or not. So we write the goal so that you, not as an affirmation, but as a releasing tool or revealing tool. I reveal on the goal and then until it's completely released. And I welcome more and more power and turn on for it. I also reveal on the opposite, the idea that I don't get the goal and I'm still blissfully happy and I feel great either way. And if you can get really, you can reveal on and then release the goal and not getting the goal, and you get happy either way, and you keep visualizing it anyways. You don't stop visualizing, you don't stop getting turned on for it. You're just turned on whether you get it or not. You're turned on for life too. Then the goal comes into your life effortlessly because there's no more, as I said in the beginning of this video, there's no more resistance in the subconscious mind. It's that resistance that this gets out. It brings it to the surface because most of it has been in there since childhood and it's so deep underneath the surface, it's impacted. I liken it to drilling for oil. If you're drilling for oil, and you're drilling down, you get through the normal dirt. That's awesome. It's easy. But then you get to that impacted, really hard ground. I don't know if it's what it would be, they would call it, but it's that impacted earth. It's just like rock, hard rock. And they have to get out the diamond drill bits and they have to push on it and push on it consistently day in and day out until it finally breaks through. And when it breaks through, all this oil comes flying up. There's that rush of success and power and strength, and you can look right at the goal and you feel good. So I'm going to give you an example of this. You're focusing on the idea that you want an amazing girlfriend. Like I'm going to have, I am in an amazing relationship with an amazing girlfriend by June 2021. And we are blissfully happy together. That's the goal. Now, every day that you read that, shut your eyes and imagine it, picture an ideal scene of you guys out doing stuff together, laughing, having a good time, and you're feeling really good in the body and you're opening your heart. And then what's going to happen is if you got really deep stories, maybe some pain's going to come up, sadness is going to come up, hurt's going to come up, wanting. You keep releasing. You got to keep releasing the wanting, and under the wanting, there might be grief, there might be anger, and so that's what you're processing. You might have a story of when an old memory that you were never validated and you were abandoned as a child. You might have memories, and then you keep releasing on that while welcoming the image back and forth, and it might take months. Maybe you don't get the girlfriend by June. Maybe you get the girlfriend in August. Maybe you get the girlfriend at the end of the year because there were so many stories. But the point is having that in there caused more tension, more pressure for these stories to come up because the body could feel that pressure. So I love dates and goals, but you also got to realize sometimes you don't get your dates, but you can't. But if you keep releasing, you'll either get your goal. This is what happens. Another really important point. Take note. If you keep doing the work and the imagery on the goal, you'll either get your goal, or if you get completely released on it, you'll lose interest in it and you'll get a better goal to replace it. Something bigger, something bolder, something better will come into your life that's much better than you could even have imagined. And that is how goal setting works. It's very, very powerful, and it's very uh, and it's done with the revealing process to help you, because you got to reveal all the realizations and the understandings and the deep truths and what you need to learn. You got to reveal what's buried inside of yourself. You got to reveal all the stuff that's not in your conscious awareness. You got to reveal it to yourself, and then in that you'll get your release when everything has been revealed, everything you need to realize, see, and understand. So you keep revealing on it, which is what's the next thing. You just keep surrendering and surrendering deeper into it until the awareness or the consciousness builds around the understanding of the goal. Keep releasing the wanting too, because wanting does not give you your goal. There's that whole thing in a lot of growth where they say you got to have a really powerful want. It's kind of true and kind of not true. for people that are primarily living higher on the scale, like in courage, acceptance, and even anger, they can have a powerful want. I'm going to make this goal happen. It's going to happen. I want it. I want it. And what'll happen is they'll want different things. And then when they land on the thing they want, they'll settle in and they'll move into choice, because choice is really close at that point to their baseline. But for people down in apathy, grief, and fear, the more you want, the more pain you get. Because I want, but I can't get it. I'm in apathy. I'm sad. Nothing ever works for me. And the more I want, the more I feel my apathy. Because whatever emotion is underlying the want is going to amplify the more you want. If you're in joy and you want something, you'll experience the joy expanding, and then you'll surrender the want and immediately move into choice. And you'll do it all unconsciously, and then you'll bring the goal into your life. And so ask yourself, what is under your want? What is the baseline emotion under all your wanting for your goal? And are you ready to create real, powerful, positive goals to weed the subconscious mind of all its limiting beliefs and thoughts? Are you ready to read it every day? Are you ready to deep? And I would encourage deep meditation on it every day, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes of shutting your eyes and welcoming all the peace in your body. And I'd welcome also maybe 10 minutes of meditation of welcoming, just loving your life the way it is. So that's two things. First, actually start with that one. First, do like 10 minutes of meditation where you just, or even 5, where you just, my life's perfect the way it is. I love it the way it is. It's perfectly imperfect and everything is beautiful. I don't need a change. Then 10 minutes of welcoming your goal. Now, not needing a change doesn't mean you wouldn't enjoy one. It's all beautiful the way it is. Then you welcome your goal for 10, 15 minutes, just that blissful meditation. And then I'd welcome actively moving around, and maybe even take a walk, and then welcome your goal while you're walking and see it like, oh, there's a pretty girl. And, maybe, just imagine yourself connecting with her. Imagine yourself interacting with people. Anything that causes resistance, let it go after that. And then, so now you're doing it and sitting in stillness, and you're working on your baseline consciousness. You're working on your goal. And then you're doing it in movement, because moving it into the physical body through movement. And these are 3 things you can do to really amp up a goal setting process. Remember, you're not trying to jam an affirmation into your head. What you're doing is feeling the goal, so you can release all the resistance to it, let the universe reveal to you all the things you need to understand about it. And you're even releasing the goal itself, which might amplify your joy for it. Because the releasing the goal means releasing the attachment, not the fact that you're going to have it or not have it. It's the attachment or the aversion. It's just, I'm releasing all that part of me that's trying to hang on to the goal and make it happen, and just saying it's either going to happen or it's not, but my life's beautiful either way. And then something bigger or better will replace it if you don't end up getting it, because the universe always gives you something bigger. The universe never closes one door. Consciousness, God, whatever you want to say, never closes one door without having a door of equal or greater opportunity right behind it. And so that's really powerful to understand. So let's take a look here with you guys. I'm checking out the chat. Abraham wrote, I'm on my 2nd girlfriend this year. Funny how it works. Mayor wrote, hey, Brian, thanks for letting me know you are live via email today. Really great. Yeah, we did it a little early today because we figured out we'd be having dinner and stuff. So yeah, glad to be here, and you're welcome. And Cairo, he's on there. He's answering some of your messages. So what I want to know now, and I see my sister's on here. Hey, Becky, what's up? My other sister, not the one I'm at right now. It's supposed to snow all day tomorrow here, but I don't know. I'm debating if I'm going to head to Vegas tomorrow or if I'm going to stay here. But hey, how many of you guys know my Instagram? I don't really post anything on there, and it's just random. It's totally off topic, but I think I'm going to start posting stories on there on a regular basis of my travels more and more. And I have no idea what I'm going to post or how it's going to look. At first, it'll probably be super clunky, but if you guys want to check it out, it's Brian Bajan on Instagram. And I'll just start doing stories, and then I want to start getting better quality. I didn't understand how to do Instagram before. Now I've done a lot of research on it, so I understand the basics behind it. But now I got to actually do it, and like you say, clunk, fall down, and get back up, and figure it out a little bit at a time. So that's my personal Instagram, not the business. The business one is the Fearless Man. Check that one out too. Okay, moving on. Let's take some questions about this now. I think it's a really now. By the way, we're going to be doing. If you guys like, do you guys like this? Put in the chat. Are you guys interested in this goal setting idea? Would you guys want to do a powerful goal setting process? Big, bald, and beautiful. You're awesome, dude. Would you want to do a powerful goal setting process for all of 2021? Not throughout the whole year. Really working your goals solid and staying on them. Who would be interested in that? Because that's the problem is most people get their goals started in January, but then they fall off, right? And so if you get a really addicted to goal setting and writing your goals, you can change your life so radically in a year. So radically. It's because it programs the subconscious mind to go after what you want. Like if you're always starting and falling down, this can be a huge process for you. So we're going to be starting what we call the Fresh Start program in January, and it's going to be in second week or third week of January, and it's a 5-day online, an hour and a half or so a day, 2 hours, hour and a half of me teaching these principles and in detail, going into these principles and 1% rule, how to write your goal properly, how to have supporting statements, how to get connected with how you're giving to the world through your goal so it feels really good. And I'm going to be teaching principles every day. So if you guys are interested in that and you really want to create something like that powerful, then what I'm going to recommend is you guys check that program out. There's a link in the chat that was just posted by Cairo. So um, work in the past. May wrote 100%. I have done a lot of work in the past around goal setting. Jim Rohn had a good one. I started using GTD a few years ago. Have you seen? Yeah, I've seen GTD. I played with it, David Allen stuff many years ago. I don't really anymore, but I've heard, he said some really good stuff. Yes, I like the goal setting. I like the smaller goals. Work on that, and the move on the next one. Yep, that's gonna be a really good way to do it too. If you're uncomfortable with big goals, or you have a big goal, you look at it every day, and then you let it go, and you focus on the smaller ones primarily. That's another way to do it. There's different ways. You got to find the way that works for you. There's no perfect way. As a matter of fact, I constantly change it a little bit every couple months the way I'm doing it because that it's like lifting weights. You get adapted to one way of doing it and you change it and then it causes new emotions to come up. So how many goals at once would you advise? That's different for everybody. As far as the amount of goals, it's very different for everybody because each person can handle different people depending on how your brain is developed can handle different things. So I could talk about, I'll be talking about that more in the program. And for some people they like one goal at a time. Other people can do 4 or 5. I'm very careful not to get too many. I'll have a whole bunch on deck ready to go. Little things that I want to accomplish in my life. Those aren't really goals. Those are experiences I want to have, and I'll read through them. And I'll say that'll happen someday, and I give it to the universe. That'll happen someday, but I don't obsess over those. Um, a visualization without obsession. Uh, Obsessions, even it's hard. I think that's the challenge. Yep, that's where the challenge is at. That's where the gold is. When you get that down, oh my God, everything will change in your stuff in your life. I'm going to read these, and I'm going to jump to the Q&A box here. I'm going to read a couple more. Would you have more mini challenges like go around meeting 100 strangers? You can put that into your goals. You can put it into activity, things you're going to do, but that's not ultimately, unless it's really a goal to be able to do that once. That could be an interesting little goal, but in general, that's just practice. It's training, it's doing. Tip, something I recently found: when you start stepping into tension, the goals you put on the shelf start to reappear. Yeah, because they're in the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind doesn't forget. Not being able to handle tension and not even being aware that I wasn't facing it was preventing me from pursuing hard goals. Of course, that's a huge one, and it's big, May. Awesome, Mayor. Okay, so I'm going to jump over here. I'm going to go to the Q&A a little bit. We'll play over here. We got Landon. Hey, Landon, how's it going, buddy? Hope things are going good. Long time no see. How often should I write and review my goals? For example, should I rewrite the goals every evening before I go to sleep and then review it every morning? You can do it that way if it's comfortable. What I don't want you to do is turn it into a job, Landon. So there is no hard fast rule. I tend to work on my goals consistently most mornings, almost every morning, and I'll reread through them and meditate. And sometimes I'll add things and make little changes here and there, but I don't want to change too much because I don't want the overall theme of the goal to change. I want to keep getting to where I have this buzzed endorphin response in my body every morning. Now there are some mornings where I don't focus on the goal as much because maybe I'm going into some heavy pain because the goal is intense and it's causing some deep stories to come up. And what I'll be doing is primarily working on releasing that and enjoying the moment again, getting back to loving life, and then get back to the goal again. And I just keep going, oscillating between, I love my life just the way it is, to back to the goal and back and forth until they come together. That's a short, easy answer for that. But if you like doing that, I would say definitely do it, because that would be probably really powerful if you work on them every morning and every night. But if it starts feeling like a job, then you got to change it again. Um, uh, and for me, rewriting them every day would feel like a job. So, hey, Brian, did you say the revealing can take months? I never thought it would take that long, but it makes sense. I got some deep stories and beliefs. It could take months, it could take years, it could take one day. It depends on where your consciousness is, how deep everything is stored in your body, what you have to release on. If you're really conscious and you're really present and you really love life the way it is and you don't need anything from life, you'll probably release stuff super fast. Like, it could be a day or days, weeks. But if you're really not happy with your life the way it is and you're trying to get the goal to get happy, then it's going to take a long time. And that's the mistake everybody makes. They refuse to get happy with life now without changing a thing, thinking they won't get their goal. But if you get happy with your life exactly the way it is, your goals come faster, way faster. When you love life and your heart's open, you get up every morning and it's beautiful. I don't need that $1,000,000 to think life is beautiful. I don't need the perfect girlfriend to be happy. I don't need the perfect girlfriend to be turned on for life. Then what happens is all that stuff gets magnetized to you because you become giving, and giving energy pulls. And you don't lose the interest in having things and changing things because you're happy and joyful and blissful. Because your nature in a human body is to grow, but you won't be fixing yourself anymore. You're just growing and having new experiences because that's the nature of life. Whereas when you're trying to get the goal to be happy, you're doing it to fix yourself. And then the universe doesn't want to give it to you because you're trying to get. You're not giving first. You have to learn to give first. Give love to get love. Give turn on to get turn on. Give joy. And you have to get good at it and relax into it. And that comes with being happy with your life just the way it is first. So, Luis, been writing goals on a sticky notes and looking at them everywhere, mirror, cell phone, journal. Does your method work similar to this? I used to do that. I don't like to do that anymore. I know that Mark Allen did that a lot. He was a big believer in that. And I think it works great if it's comfortable for you. What I found was the sticky notes lose their impact after a little while. And what I really love to do is sit down with my goals and have a conscious meeting, like get my coffee in the morning, find a beautiful spot, peaceful spot to sit, turn on my favorite music, and I read my goals and I rewrite them, or I'll edit them, or I'll meditate. I'll get a goal and then I'll meditate and play out an ideal scene with the goal. And there's different ways I do it, until I get a really good, warm, fuzzy endorphin response. Or if it's coming up and I'm getting a lot of resistance because the goal is stirring up stories, I just release on the stories. And then I'll typically exercise or move my body afterwards to bring it into my body, do a walk, something like that. But maybe I haven't done the sticky note thing in a long time, so maybe I'll do it again, because again, there is no right way. If it causes a really good warm fuzzy feeling in you, that's what counts. So if the sticky notes are waking you up every day and causing a warm fuzzy feeling, or maybe every day you write a new sticky note for the day, like you meditate that morning and then you write 2 or 3 new sticky notes, and that's the sticky note for the day, that could work really interesting, because now I'm not getting used to them. I'm actually actively re-imprinting them every day. So that could be really cool. Jay wrote, what can we do if we're at home during the pandemic to socialize with women and get more dates? It has nothing to do with the topic, Jay, but I've covered that topic before. So what I like to do is stay to the topic, but I'll tell you this right now, that you know, that's I've had that question before. If you're not willing to go out of your house, you're not willing to go on the internet, you're not going to meet women. I go out of the house all the time. I'm not worried about the pandemic. I mean, I go to the gas station, I go to the grocery store, I go to malls, I go to, and I meet people all the time. And I say hi to people all the time. And if I don't like the community I'm in, I go to another community. Like I was in Los Angeles, I'd still go for long walks every day, but now I'm in Idaho. I still go for long walks and I still go to the mall and I still go to restaurants. I still go to stores. I just can't go to bars. And there's women everywhere if you just go out, and that's one example. Now there's is get on the internet, get on, why not? You can do get girls right onto Zoom. That's your goal. Instead of doing long conversations, pop them right onto Zoom. If they don't want to, move on to the next girl and have real conversations with real women on Zoom. And I think that's great. I tried it one day to see if it works, and it worked. And it worked rather quickly. It's fun. Some women are stuck at home bored. You can talk to women in different countries if you've ever been curious. You can go swipe on women in Brazil and talk to Brazilian women. If you're thinking about going to a country, flirt with women there, and then start, because maybe you want to go to Miami where they're not really closed down. Everybody's going out. They're still partying at night. And you're like, I'm going to make a trip to Miami. You can start swiping on girls in Miami ahead of time and then meet a bunch and get to decide if you like their personalities or what do they like. So that's a little topic changer, but it was fun to talk about. Okay. And Ike, hey, Ike. Uh, is this Ike from Miami? I'm guessing Ike Tuna. How do you motivate yourself to focus on your goals when you are distracted? Well, first thing you do is you don't focus on your goals. When you're distracted, you meditate and get back in your body because your mind is racing. So you're up here. Sit down, do a 5-minute meditation. The more you do it, the quicker it'll work. You'll get to where you have it anchored in, and just get back in your body, get your mind still, get back in your frontal lobe. You remember me if you were the guy in Miami, is this Ike from Miami? Go ahead and write it in the chat box if you are. Because remember how I taught about the frontal lobe and so in the meditation, get active to your frontal lobe again and get active to being able to focus with the prefrontal cortex. So that's really important for goals. So a good meditation for that is meditating on the flame of a candle for 15 minutes at a time, and every time your mind wanders, coming back and then restilling your mind. So you want to be able to restill your mind, then go back to the goal. Don't try to force your mind to go to the goal when your mind is busy. You got to still the mind, get content first, at least content in the moment, and then go back to the goal. You're not Ike from Miami. Okay, cool. Well, welcome, Ike. It's good to have you either way. I was picturing him because his mind is fast. So, so good job. This is awesome, guys. So let's see. We're already 37 minutes into the call. I'm going to read a few more chats and just see what you guys are talking about. Remember the Fresh Start program is coming up. There's a link for it in the chat box in January. It's going to be an awesome program where I go deep into this stuff. We're going to do it for 5 days straight, guys. A couple hours a day, not this quick overview. And I give you a format to follow for the year. And that's the goal, is to give you something that you can work on for the rest of the year, because why not, man? Goal setting is awesome. Let's see. Kyra wrote, you all get 5 videos, and video 2 is all about tension journal and how to use it. And so if you guys watch the Fresh Start program, you should get recordings of it for the whole year. So, and you can keep going over it and over it and over it. You got to keep the subconscious mind loves repetition. And so the more you repeat stuff, the more you get realizations, and your mind reveals a deeper insights and understanding. So, that's part of why I call it the revealing process. We want to reveal where you're going. I don't want to look at where you're not going. Reveal the goal. Reveal it till it becomes real. Reveal on the goal, the action, whatever it is. Something important: reduce the number of goals. Focus and concentrate. So important. The order you get, the more unfinished goals you will generate. The older you get, the more unfinished goals you'll generate. If you are doing some entrepreneurial, use a business model, Canvas, or another framework to cut out some of your crazy ideas early on. And I would say, Mayor, that's different for everybody. Some people are super good at focusing and super good at exploring three, four, five goals, and some people really need to focus on one goal because their mind's too busy. Developing your relationship to your frontal lobe, your prefrontal cortex, and your ability to focus will fix that problem. So, doing a meditation to be able to develop that, which I think I'll have everybody do in this Fresh Start program, because that's the number one reason our minds are getting distracted all the time. 25-5 is great. Is a great system. Cairo talked about it. And I think it's true. You do have to resist a lot, but knowing what you're resisting is important. And what you're going to find is as you hit one goal, you can bring another one in. And again, for some people, like I have a lot written down, a lot of stuff I ignore, but I review. Like I'm not going to do any of this, but I review, and it's going to happen in its own way, in its own perfect way, in its own perfect time to show up in my life. And as I accomplish my other goals, I might move one of those in. But if my mind gets distracted by that list, I wouldn't want to be looking at that list. I want to teach it to focus first. Um, so, no, I am not the guy from my cool. In addition to stepping in attention, I'm also using a mountain climbing metaphor to guide me. I'm choosing one, max two mountains. I want to reach the apex of I just started climbing in the beginning. Nobody pays attention and won't follow you. That's true. Once you start making progress, you will see people follow you. That is true too. You will see people ahead of you that will throw you a rope. That's true too. The idea of reaching the apex will excite you. That is all true. There's some good YouTube videos on this. There's one with the guy dancing at a concert, and he just looks like a weirdo. And then he gets one guy dancing with him, and another guy dancing with him, and everybody wants to run out and do the crazy dance with him, and he becomes super popular. And it's building that momentum. Ike from Miami is a cool dude. Luis wrote, nice. Welcome, Luis. Okay. So we got one more question that came in over here. What we want is sometimes not as clear for all of us. How might we get clear in what we want so setting goals are possible? This is a problem a lot of people have. And that's usually a sign you're down in apathy, grief, and fear in your life. And you're not content with your life where it is. You're not happy. You don't feel powerful. You're de-empowered. You don't have a good relationship to your intensity energies. Anger, pride, and courage. You don't have a good relationship to being radically honest with people. So, because then choosing powerful goals, Sean, at that point becomes tension generating and potential rejection, potential being attacked because you're putting out your wants, needs, and desires, and so nice guys want to shut them down. And so getting comfortable with your personal power, disagreeing with people, making people mad, your intensity, your power is a key to setting that part of yourself free. And then you'll start saying, having dreams again. You know what? I can do that. And I don't need my mom's permission. I don't need my friend's permission. I don't need people to like me. I can piss people off along the way because successful people aren't afraid to piss people off. And that's a big part of it. And so one of the things I do tell people though is pick some smaller goals for now and go get them, get and experience the lesson in getting those goals. And then some you can get quickly, and keep doing that until you start to build a track record of getting those goals, Sean. And then after you've got a bunch of those goals under your belt, the easy ones, then you'll start wanting for the bigger ones and start reaching a little higher. Now you're still going to have to deal with that intensity problem, but you're now with each goal you get, you'll be getting better at dealing with tension and growing it. Also, using a tension journal will be really powerful for you too. And we have a lot of videos on that. And so there's tons of information out there on that on the YouTube channel. Great question though. Thank you. Okay, guys. So I want to thank you guys for being on this call. It was really awesome. It's a shorter call. It's Christmas Eve. You guys are really awesome. I really enjoyed doing it. Remember, the Fresh Start program is coming up. There's a link in the chat. I'm going to ask all of you to check it out if you really want to have a powerful 2021. You really want to take 2021 and multiply it to the next level. And if with COVID, if we have a lot of lockdowns in 2021, you're gonna have a lot of time to really work on your subconscious mind. And that's what I did for a lot of 2020, is really reworked who I was, and along with building the business. And I've never run out of things to do. I don't know how people can be bored at home. Um, and I'm going to do it again in 2021. Every year, reinvent myself. And so, if you're ready to really reinvent yourself, Alan wrote, I signed up yesterday for it. Awesome. Then get started, man. Click on the link in the video, and let's make 2021 awesome. That's what we're all here about at Fearless, is helping you guys have powerful, powerful lives. And we're doing more and more online for you guys because of COVID. It's moved us online more and more. And I want to keep helping you guys all year long become the best men and women, for the women on the call, possible. Um, and you guys are awesome. And I want to thank you guys one more time for being on here and for being active in the chat and being, working with people, and for everybody that showed up in Miami, and for all the loyal clients we have. You guys are awesome. And Mayor, I was reading Mayor's chat. Something really remarkable happened yesterday. I told a friend about this new project I'm working on. He came up with all sorts of reasons why it wouldn't work. Yeah, people love to do that. In the past, I wouldn't believe him and wouldn't pursue this idea. I would believe him and wouldn't pursue this. Yesterday, I listened, but didn't let it stop me. Yeah, you're welcome. The guy who I believe was the guy who created FedEx. He presented it as a paper in college, and he got like a D or an F, or it was like told it would never work. And now think about it. Look at FedEx, man, all over the world. So people love to squash dreams. Yeah, you need someone to take your honest feedback and consider it. But if you have a burning desire, this is another understanding, to create something, there's a reason you have that burning desire. There's something inside of that burning desire, and as you reveal it beyond it into power and a choice, the truth of what you should be creating is there. There has to be a way ultimately to achieve something out of that. There's something in there for you that's going to grow your life. You can't polarity. You can't have a question without an answer. You can't have a dream without a way to achieve it. So again, guys, have a merry Christmas. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Next Thursday is New Year's Eve. So I'll be doing a New Year's Eve video for you guys. Most likely I will be pre-recording it, but somebody will be on here live answering questions. But if I can be on here live, I will be. It depends on where I'm going to be and what's going on. Maybe I will be. I'm thinking more and more I was going to be heading to Bali, but that's not happening because of the new restrictions. So I might be on here live, guys. I would love to do a live call with you guys. And I love the energy of talking to you guys and answering your questions. So with that said, again, have a beautiful day. And remember, only the confident really live. And that's it. Merry Christmas. Take care, everybody. Bye. And check out the Fresh Start program. Link in the chat somewhere.